Hello, welcome back to today's first video, the 5-day forecast for today's first video. We're going to have a detailed look at when it's 5 days plus Bouchard. This takes us to Christmas Day. So we're going to Christmas Day with today's 5-day forecast. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that later on this afternoon, we will have a look at the weather next week to 10 days. And then this evening, we're going to have the 24th and penultimate Christmas update. So, big day at website, lots of updates coming up, and I hope you enjoy it. But getting on with 5-day forecast, first of all, there's a written version you get that from buttons at the top of the page, and websites using I came from weatherout.com and weathercentral.d. Lots to cram in, and I'm rushing, so I'll get through 5-day forecast as quick as I can. Won't talk about anything else in this one. So we're going to begin with the radar picture, and this happens to looking at the moment. A lot of dry weather, but we have got a band of cloud and showery rain across parts of northern England. Otherwise, plenty of dry conditions today. Not surprising, because high pressure is dominating. So the rest of today, we're going to see mild winds coming around the top of this high pressure from the central part of the Atlantic Ocean. A little bit of cloud, patchy rain through northern England. Actually, a lot of cloud across the country today, but a few bright or sunny spells will punch through that cloud. And temperatures are going to be really mild today, so up to around 8 to 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. 13 is 55 in Fahrenheit. Overnight tonight, we're going to see a continuation of mostly dry and fine weather. So this is how things are looking for tonight. High pressure is still dominating. We're still pulling up those southwest winds. We might find a heavier area of rain beginning to develop later in the night for parts of Northern Ireland and Northern England. But the bulk of the country going to have a dry night tonight. I say there will be a lot of cloud around as well. It's going to be a very mild night away from the northeast of Scotland, where it'll be a bit colder there. Temperatures down 3 or 4 degrees, but overall a very mild night for most of us, with temperatures in some places holding up in double figures, around 10 degrees Celsius, which really is exceptionally mild for a mid-December night. Through Thursday, we start off with wet weather through the central swathe of the country across the Northern Ireland and Northern England. That rain should begin to push a little bit further northwards through the day, heading in towards southern parts of Scotland, but tending to get lighter and patchier as it does so. The rest of the country is still more or less under high pressure, so again, plenty of dry weather to be had. And again, a lot of cloud associated with this high pressure, but a few brighter sunny breaks could punch through at times. If we have clear skies early and late, there could be some fog patches. But temperatures are still looking very mild, generally holding up at around sort of 10 to 14 degrees Celsius, although it is a little bit cooler in parts of northeast Scotland and northeast England too, with temperatures there into at least single digits. The fine weather continues into Friday, with high pressure continuing to be in control of our weather pattern. A little bit windier for northern parts of Scotland, some showery bits, pieces of rain there perhaps, but the bulk of the country will be dry with that high pressure on Friday. Again, a lot of cloud associated with the high pressure. If any clearer breaks develop by night, there could be a few mist and fog patches, which may be a little bit dense. But otherwise, it's just quiet, cloudy, but very mild. Temperatures in the northeast of the country a bit colder, again at around 7-8 degrees, but the bulk of the country have another really mild day, and temperatures at least up to 10 degrees, some places probably going up to around 13 or 14 degrees Celsius. The weather begins to change and get a little bit more lively as we go into the weekend. So Saturday finds this high pressure starting to slip ever so slightly southwards. We're beginning to freshen the wind, and we bring a weather front into the north and west of Scotland. So cloud and outbreaks of rain will develop through the course of Saturday across north and west Scotland. The rest of the country will be mainly dry, and it's going to become breezy as well, and that could help to break up the cloud a little bit, interestingly. So we might have more and more sunshine coming through on Saturday, especially across England and Wales, and that could lift temperatures to a very mild to the 14 or 15 degrees Celsius. That seems to be upper 50s Fahrenheit. Just depends if sunshine breaks through, but otherwise it will be a mild day anyway, with temperatures generally ranging from around sort of 9 to 13 degrees Celsius. But very, very far north of Scotland will begin to turn a little bit colder, though. Maybe showers turning wintry in the Northern Isles. And then as we go through into Christmas Eve, Sunday, that front will be through the country. It's developing a wave along it as well. This is where the front is actually lying down. To there will be a wave developing along it, which will form an area of low pressure. So we're going to have a wet Christmas Eve for much of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, down into North Wales. Outbreaks of persistent rain, and that'll become heavier through the course of the afternoon as that wave begins to develop along the front. Through the Midlands, central, southern, south east, and mostly dry, quite windy. I think a lot of cloud probably though, even in the south on Sunday. It's going to be a very mild day. In the south, temperatures again up to 13, 14 degrees. In the far north, it will turn cold on the northern side of that weather front. Cold airs begin to dig into central northern Scotland, with showers starting to turn wintry up there. And that's how Christmas Day is looking. The end of the 5-day forecast period takes that front down across the country. It's developed an area of low pressure along it, so we'll have heavy outbreaks of rain moving southwards and eastwards, giving a probably really wet day, wet Christmas Day to England and Wales. Brighter but colder weather is following to the north, with sunny spells and wintry showers coming to Scotland and Northern Ireland. It's just possible that the back edge of this rain band might turn to sleet or snow during Christmas Day across parts of northern England and North Wales. We're not absolutely certain about that. It's something we've got to firm up on, but there may be some snow along the back edge of that front if the cold air undercuts enough. But generally, England and Wales just having a very wet and dull Christmas Day, I'm afraid. So England and Wales will have a fairly mild day, with temperatures starting off at around 10 to 12 degrees, probably dropping through the day, but still very mild in the southeast. In the north, though, much colder, with temperatures there just 2 to 5 degrees. And that cold air is edging southwards, so by Christmas night, we'll feel those cold temperatures across all parts of the country. And then, of course, we'll go out beyond the Christmas Day period into the rest of Christmas and New Year for the Christmas update that we're going to do this evening at 7 o'clock. Fine, just have a look at charts from the outlook. So a lot of dry weather today with a fair amount of cloud and a few bright or sunny spells coming through. There's that band of rain through the central swathe of the country tomorrow. Back to mostly dry conditions and mild on Friday. And those mostly dry, mild conditions continue into Saturday as well. Some rain in the far northwest of Scotland. By Christmas Eve, it's turning wet in the north and west, mainly dry in the south and the southeast. And then there's that rain moving southwards during the course of Christmas Day. And yes, there is a risk of some snow up in the north, either in the form of wintry showers of Scotland or possibly along the back edge of that front. It's a very mild Christmas Day for the south and southeast, but becoming colder progressively from the north and the west. And then we'll pick up the storyline beyond the 5-day forecast period for today's second video. And of course, tonight we've got the full Christmas update, looking at the whole of the Christmas and New Year period. So, in summary, we're starting off mostly dry and very mild, but it's going to turn more unsettled for Christmas, becoming wet on Christmas Eve in the north and west with that rain, moving southwards to eastwards on Christmas Day, and turning colder as well in the north. There could be wintry showers on Christmas Day, but it will be a mild, wet day down in the south. Come back later on for today's second video update this afternoon, and then we've got Christmas update tonight. That's all now. Thanks for watching.